This morning we have Soho China's CEO Zhang Xin, who along with her husband, the company's chairman, are the 450th richest people in the world in 2009, according to Forbes magazine. Xin, nice to see you.
Nice
I
to
promise
see you
I won't ask what you do with all that money, but let's talk about your results then, because we did see it jump eightfold, very significant amount. And your chairman, who's also your husband,
right,
Pan Shi, he said that basically 2010 has already been priced in, the profits, since the contract sales are forwarded, right?
Right.
So how does this year look?
Well, actually, for 2010, we have nearly 90% profits, earnings already been locked in, which were pre-sold last year, and the completion would take place this year. So for 2010 would be another record year for Soho China.
So pretty much in line with what you saw in 2009.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about prices on the mainland? I think you and your husband said during the press conference that you don't see developers cutting prices at all this year. So are they going to head upwards then, and by how much?
Well, it's all depending on the government. You know, this price is driven by liquidity. So long as the government keeps on pumping money into the system, which Wen Jiabao, the Premier Wen Jiabao, just came out a week ago to say this year they're predicting a GDP growth of over 8% again. With that, we know that the banks will continue to lend. And with the lending, the property price will continue to go up. Also with the inflation coming, you know, people's fear of inflation always translates into buying hard asset, and prime location property is always the target.
Which is what you specialize in at Soho China. So let me just ask you, because in the past, you've been quoted as saying that there is a massive bubble in the property sector in China. What signs are you looking for when the bubble might be bursting?
Bursting, I think, would take many factors, which nobody really knows. But if you look at the property price gone up so much, and also when you're seeing the rental yield is not going up as much. In fact, rental yield has been declining, which means that not enough demand to use the space being built. And I think that's always a very worrisome time. And when we look at the land auction took place last year, and in fact even continuously this year, that I think that's why government is so worried about the property price going up. But I think the government is caught in between two. On the one hand, they need the economic growth in order to generate the jobs. On the other hand, the money pumped into the economy goes to the property market. So that's why, you know, that's where the government is now. Yeah.
You know, one initiative that a lot of people are talking about, and Stephen Engle is covering, is the introduction of a controversial property tax. So, Steve, what do you want to ask Zhang Xin about this? Do you think it's going to be implemented?
Well, Zhang Xin, good morning to you. I know it was left out of Wen Jiabao's work report, but still it is making the rounds. People are talking about it. It seems to be a bit of a polarizing issue. How do you feel? Does China need to significantly revamp its property tax system, or actually implement a property tax? Are you for or against it, and why?
Well, at the moment, if you own a property in China, you're not paying annual tax, which is basically the cost of holding the property. This would enable the zero tax enables people to buy property and to hold it as an investment. And I think one of the measures to cool down the price will be to introduce the property tax. But I do know that it's meeting a lot of resistance, and it's been in discussion for many months. In fact, Mr. Pan, my husband, in the Beijing Congress meeting, which he's a representative, put forward this suggestion, as in, you know, introducing the property tax. And you know, but we know that the media is reporting that the government did not put into the working report this time. So it means that it's still too controversial, and I don't know when would they actually be implementing it.